Okay there, people. I've got a slightly different vid here today to talk about. This one somehow came up on my feed, so I decided to watch it. The title is Chads Destroy Average Chumps in Worst Ambush in Dating Show History by a channel called High Integrity Skills. Now, this bloke here is, from what I can gather, is a dating roach. And I have watched this one in full. That's why I thought I'd make a video about it, because I think I can maybe bring a little bit of value to my listeners from it, and also just want to show how brutal it is. What they done to these poor guys on this show is so fucking brutal. I don't even know why they went on this show, but it's kind of like one of them bachelorette type shows. He'll go on to explain what it is. It's a show called Average Joe or something like that, and they take basically, I think, 10 sub-5s to average looking guys. Like the best looking guy there's probably about a 5 out of 10. And of course there's this Stacy there, and they all have to fight between each other to gain her attention and her attraction, and to end up dating her and going off and marrying her. Now, me and you both know these guys have got absolutely no fucking hope of doing that, and the only reason this woman's here is for attention, validation, and probably to promote her OF channel or Instagram or whatnot, just to make money off it. You can bet your bottom dollar she's not interested in and just to put salt into the wound, they actually, bring, like, I think 10 absolutely, like 8 out of 10 chads on, and you just see like these guys just get instantly demoralized, and it's absolutely bloody brutal. I don't even know why a guy'd go on any of these dating shows. All it really is rejection on an international level, really. But this guy does come in every now and again and, pardon me, and spread a little bit of, oh, they should be doing this, they should be doing that kind of stuff. So I'll react to the video that he's reacting to and react to him as well. So without further ado, let me press play.
Welcome back to Average Joe Hawaii Season 2. Last episode, we saw Larissa tell the guys, hey, there's no elimination, you're all safe.
But wait! There's more!
Full screen it.
The editing here is making it seem like Mission Impossible. Like there's a torpedo coming and other average Joes have no idea. This is so funny but so fucked up at the same time.
These poor unsuspecting bastards, mate.
Hell no!
The background music is insane.
I don't know about you guys, but it's a little bit fuzzy on my screen. I've got this at 1080, so it should be full HD. I think it's just this guy's watching a bit of a shit copy of it. But if you got this on your phone, you'll have no worries seeing what these guys look like in it. Now, if you look at the lineup here, there's definitely no chads in this lineup, but it's meant to be average Joes. Basically, a room full of sub-5 men, really, 4s and 5s. Maybe the odd 3 here and there, but yeah, and of course you got the Stacey here on the far left. It's just soaking up all the attention of being on TV. She's definitely got no interest in any of these guys. Now, I want you to watch her facial expressions when these chads start to walk in. I don't know how soon that is, but we'll listen to this idiot waffle on for a bit.
Same, bro.
I was really happy that there was no elimination, but then came another note.
I was kind of expecting maybe we'd seen a yacht out there earlier, that maybe someone was going to get a date with her on the yacht.
This night of surprises is not over.
Have a look at this poor bastard. He's going to get absolutely mugged by chads in a couple of minutes. Now, take this guy here. He's not really an ugly guy. The only thing this guy's guilty of is being overweight. Yes, he does have a fair bit of weight, but if you lost that, who knows what kind of a jaw he might have really good features, and his jaw might be good. That's why it's always a good idea, if you can, to looks max at least once in your life, just to see what you are at your peak. And if you looks max and you still can't get nothing, then and it's game over, I guess. But if you're a little bit overweight, that's one of the easiest ways to go from like a 4 out of 10 to even a 7 or an 8. You just don't know what's hidden underneath it.
Right now.
This guy here's a bit of a weirdo looking bloke. Once again, not really an ugly guy, but there's nothing really stand out about it. I don't know if that's a tattoo across his face or whether that's a beard design. Either way, it looks stupid. So once again, look, these guys aren't ugly guys, but they get mogged into oblivion. They're just like average. It's kind of like a mixture of the average guy you see walking down the street. Some have good features, some have shit, some are nerds, some have got muscles, but just wait till you see this girl's reaction.
Everything is about to change.
Come on now, dog.
Fuck me raw, mate.
What makes someone's work a work of art?
Sorry about this, I don't have premium, so you're just going to have to put up with these ads.
Come on, man.
She's trying so hard here not to smile. Look at her face. Bruh. This is fucked up, bruh.
Hi Larissa, I'm Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
nice to see you again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, just see her then. I'll take it back just a little bit. I've got this cat up here trying to give me cuddles. It's knocking my hands left, right, and centre.
Jim.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
nice to see you.
Missed it again. Hang on, let me try to pause it.
Hi Larissa, I'm Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Now look at her face there. That is a choosing signal. That's what you should be getting if you are in with a shot with a woman. Like, as soon as these chads walk, just watch the kind of body language signals this lady is giving these guys, and this kind of goes back to like at the time of this recording. The hell happened there? A content creator, Master Yoda 498, just put out a video roasting these PUAs and dating roaches, saying that one thing they don't teach is body language, and this is kind of like a little bit of a lesson for you guys out there of the body language that you get when a woman is interested in you. And if you're not getting any of these kind of choosing signals, then it's game over. You just say thanks for your time and go. But you can automatically see this guy hasn't even opened his mouth yet, and he's already been chosen. He's already been given the green light. It just goes to show it doesn't matter what you say. There's no such thing as game and pickup lines. It just doesn't exist.
Hey, nice to see you again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
It's over. We are screwed.
The first gentleman walked through the door, and I was under the assumption that he was the captain of the ship and was going to invite us out. And he walked up to Larissa and gave her the handshake, and I was like,
Dude, this shot is so messed up. You know, he's holding a drink and he's like shaking. This is so fucked up, dude.
this isn't going.
Well, I don't blame him, because even though they had no chance, you and me both all know that these sub-5 nerdy guys have got no shot, but they thought they had a shot, and now they know that they're fucked. So even though it makes for good TV and that, it really was cruel what they done to these pack of sub-5s.
On that way.
Going through my head was, wow, you know, now this is a good twist. There's one.
This lip lick right here, this is her, like, you know, like the dog looking at the bowl of food, like.
I'll disagree a lot with this dating roach here on the right later on in the video, but as I said in other videos, even a broken clock can tell the time right twice a day, and he is right about some of these things, like all the body language, the visual cues this lady is giving this guy is just green light to say she is just ready right now for him to throw her down and do whatever he wants with her.
Delicious, you know, like she's already thinking like, you have all these normal guys and it's a halo effect. You have one model who just so much better looking than the other ones. Of course, that good looking model by contrast is going to get hired, right? In game, it's called best in breed. Like,
now, this is where I start to disagree with you there, buddy. Whenever you start talking about game or lines, mate, you're going to instantly get a negative reaction from me. Now he's come up with a bit more psycho babble bullshit here. Best in breed. Let's see what this is all about.
you ever see two girls and one is much more attractive than the other one, but the attractive one isn't even that hot, but she seems hotter because her.
All right, so this is a theory that apparently there's some women that are out there that will, they might be 4s or 5s themselves, but they'll ask their big fat heifer with, refrigerator with eyes to go out with them to make them look like the most attractive in the group. And this is something they tell men to do always. If you're a bit of an ugly guy, go out with someone even uglier than you, and if you've got like a 2 to the left and a 2 to the right here, then you're going to look like a 7. Now, I'll tell you right now, that's just not the case at all. All the woman's going to see is 3 ugly guys.
Friend is very low on the totem.
Here comes Giga Chad number 2. Fuck me raw, mate. It's just defeat. Look at this guy here, the little guy with the tie. This guy here in the yellow, he's just in shock and awe. This guy here is just defeated already.
They start playing, I think this is Kylie Minogue.
He's going to play a clip here. I'm going to just quickly fast forward this bit because of copyrighted music. And we're back. Now look at that. That is genuine attraction coming from this lady's face. And she is drop dead gorgeous Stacey. I would love to be with her. Oh no, I've got no choice. If I seen her walking down the street or at a social event, I wouldn't even bother going up and just saying just a general hi to her, because I know that my presence would be insulting to her. Now, just keep watch of how this, throughout the video, how this lady here is reacting to these Chads' presence when they interact, even just walk in the room before they open their mouth. Have a look at the choosing signals, and if you're not getting reactions like this from ladies, please don't approach them. My advice would be do not cold approach them and work on looks maxing.
She can't stop smiling. This show is so messed up, bro. Oh my god. She's like, I'm glad I didn't quit. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's continue.
This guy here, here's another, what's that Queen song? Another one bites the dust. This guy here's just become defeated. He's got that bit of a macho kind of bad boy look, but once again, not the ugliest bloke in the world, but with these Chads in the room, it's game over. Game over.
this guy, he's got the death stare, like he's seen like death. You know, the animal who's been traumatized, like every time you look at her, it's like.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Now, she looks a little bit like Shania Twain, this girl. Actually, quite fancy Shania Twain. But, yeah, you can just tell if you're not getting full eye smiles, if you're not getting this kind of positive body language when you walk into a room and approach a woman, I'm afraid it's over, gents.
We all just kind of swallowed our hearts.
Yeah, This guy here is just he's just accepted defeat. I think this guy here, that's probably got the actually probably got the most potential out of all the sub 5 guys. Because as I said, look, if he loses weight, who knows where his jawline could be? He could be a 7 or even a Chad. I mean, he's still got a full head of hair. This guy could be a Chad, mate. So, and they say about 60% of guys in the West are overweight. So it's the first thing you've got to do is get lean. It's the first and probably most powerful looks maxing technique out there.
And then we saw a drastic change to the game.
Imagine being able to build anything.
Of course.
For any reason, in any style.
Another fucking scam.
At any scale.
Let's see that coming. As they came out, I just like kind of looked down and got more down on myself, and then I looked over at her, and she had this huge smile on her
Dude, that's so messed up.
face, and that was.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't walk, if you're walking straight up to a woman and you don't at least get like that pursed lip smile and them open, inviting eyes, just say have a good night and go back to your little corner and finish off your pot.
She's like stopping herself. She's like, I don't want to smile too much because the Joes might feel bad, but this is a real smile right here. Unlike the fake smile she was giving them, like, oh, you're so cute, I really like that you're so real. This is like, oh my god, I'm really turned on right now. Someone stopped the water fountain.
To see how happy she was to see those guys. Pleasure to meet you.
I was totally surprised, but I was mad for one reason.
These poor bastards here are fucked. Yeah, if I was a contestant on that show, not that I'd really ever go on there. The only reason I would go on a reality show like that is just to be a bit of a troll almost, and just shove black pills down everyone's throat, including the viewers at home. I'd see this as an opportunity just to BP the world, basically. But knowing that I'd go on there, I'd probably get kicked off after the first day and never be I'd be edited out of everything.
We kind of look like a bunch of chumps.
He's not wrong, right? It's like the show set it up where these guys look like losers, okay? And it's pretty uncool of the show. It is really funny for the viewer, but like...
He's right there. Like, it is uncool for the people. Yeah, it's funny. It makes good TV, like I said before, but just look how defeated this guy here is with the glasses on. Like, it's just not right to do that to someone. It's one thing I'll give this roach on the right. He is right about like the body language and the signals, but towards the end of the video, he tries to say, "Oh yeah, but you can overcome them by doing X, Y, and Z," and that's when I'll get into the ripping apart of this cheese stick here. But let's just watch a bit more.
Imagine if you were in that position, right? That would definitely suck.
It's a slap in my face and all my buddies here.
No way, dude.
The music turned solemn. Now at this point, like, it was funny at first. At this point, it's just like sad, dude. Like, oh my god, it went from a comedy to a tragedy right here.
There's like each one coming.
Yeah, Chad after Chad after Chad after Chad after Chad. This girl must be in heaven.
Through and looking better than the next one.
This guy looks like he saw a ghost.
It's because he's defeated.
It was very slow motion. The way the guys kept coming through the door, I was like, man, when is it gonna stop?
No more!
Listen, I'm Michael.
Hi, Michael.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Good to meet you.
Looking forward.
Yeah, notice how when these guys introduce themselves, unlike these average shows, they're very confident. They shook her hand, they went in for the kiss. Like, it all felt very natural because...
Well, the reason they're confident is because they've had previous success with ladies. What's the thing that I don't know, go and watch some more Yoda's videos. He's got this this definition of confidence. I can't remember what it is, but it's confidence comes from doing the same thing over and over again while getting a positive result. Basically, it's like a positive Matthew effect. So confidence leads to confidence, and rejection leads to no confidence. Is basically what it is.
These guys just have more experience given how they look, but also some of them worked on themselves. They have a lot more dominant nonverbals that comes with being a hunk. You can still develop those nonverbals as an average Joe.
Now, this is where we're going to start to disagree pretty strongly here, buddy. You just said you can still develop characteristics like that as an average guy. No, you can't, mate. I'm afraid that's what's called the halo effect. You yourself there, you know, Mr. Mr. fucking Chang, we'll call him Chang's the Chinese Chad, isn't it? Mr. Chang here even referred to it earlier. Here comes a cat again. Hey, sweetie, I'll give you something to eat in a minute. Let me finish this video, will you? Oh my God. Yeah, so he says that the average guy can develop he's going to allude here that the average guy can develop the same characteristics and get the same results, which is absolute poppycock PUA bullshit.
It's just harder to do, but it's possible, okay?
Getting to know you better.
Welcome.
And the things you're saying is better. I look forward to getting to know you better. The average Joe's like, oh, I hope I get to talk to you later. I hope you like me. These guys are like, hey, looking forward to meet you, because they're already confident, right? Now look, you don't have to look like that to embody that confidence.
Now, once again, we're going to have to disagree a little bit strongly here. You actually don't develop confidence unless you look like that, because the average guy doesn't get the experiences to let him build that confidence up. Because the average guy and the sub-5 guys and sub-3s guys are getting nothing but rejection. So I'm afraid your little course will not be able to help men out in that area. I'm sorry, buddy.
If you gain field experience, but most people never put.
The only thing the average and sub-5 people are going to get is in-field rejection, not in-field experience.
Themselves through that level of challenge to become that hard and that icy. So most guys are going to behave like the average Joes, okay? Most guys are like, if you're a hunk, you're born that way, or you worked really hard to build your body that way. But most people aren't that motivated to develop that draw with women.
Fantastic Furniture's Spend and Save is on now. Spend $2,000, save $400, like our Oakland Shays and Georgia coffee table for only $1,868 at a store near you or online now. Find your fantastic.
With the help of another ad, Jesus software, Christ. I'm going to get premium, I think, if I keep on doing this. So business is a breeze. I'm going to mute this shit. Once again, sorry people, but I don't have the premium. I'll consider getting premium. Once I'm confident that this channel isn't going to get yeeted, I'll buy premium. But I'm definitely not going to pay for a product that doesn't want me on it. But even forget I was going to say. Hopefully this guy can remind me what I was going to talk about.
You're born that way, or you worked really hard to build your body that way. But most people aren't that motivated to develop that draw with women.
Well, it's something that you can't develop. You've either got the looks or you don't. The looks is what gives you that draw. The looks is what makes the woman give you choosing signals and invite you over to come and talk to her. Like I said before, if you're not getting any of this positive body language, it's over. It's game over. If you start walking towards a woman and she immediately looks towards the door or shuns away or anything, just turn around and walk in another fucking direction, because you're just gonna get rejected.
The tension was just building it up. You really, literally could cut it with a knife.
The cuts are so messed up. They will cut to the chat and cut back to the average Joe. This show is definitely knows how to tease people. This is pretty fucked up.
Knowing that it was going to get so much tougher than it already is, it was a deep blow for sure.
Felt helpless. We are starting from scratch essentially. You're
not starting from scratch, buddies. That never began. See, these average, we'll call them blue-pilled guys. They probably are blue-pilled. They still, they in the start before these chads came in thought they had a shot. This is why I think a lot more people need to be BP'd, because they'd stop wasting so much time. On futile results.
superficially a better set of guys.
Gentlemen, where are your new roommates? And your new competition?
That is so messed up.
No. Wait.
Next week, the battle lines are drawn.
Stand up, Freedom. This isn't like the Royal Parliament coming in.
Right off the bat, it's an us against them attitude.
Just going to have a quick short break. You shouldn't notice it. I'm just going to pause OBS and deal with these bloody cats. I'll be back in a second. And I'm back, and through the magic of TV, it'll be like I wasn't even gone.
I definitely don't want to be known as like the fat guy. I want to get the girl in the end.
Of honor.
I'm talking to you because you're standing straight up in my face.
And with a beautiful woman at stake, their hearts will be on the line to the very end.
You know, those other guys are great, but I am what she's looking for.
The next great showdown of looks.
Oh, Jesus Christ, how much humiliation can people take? Can a guy take, you know? As I said, if I was, let's just say I was blue-pilled. If I was blue-pilled and I went on this show, then all of a sudden these good-looking guys, you know, come along, I'd just fucking piss off and go home because I know I've got no hope. And these guys know it too, they've got no chance.
Versus Charm begins next week on Average Joe.
They're like... So like that little nerdy guy there, they're going to start...
Showdown of looks versus charm.
This guy here trying to Jester Max. So these guys here are just going to turn the Jester Maxing up to 11 and repulse and repel the Stacy here even more. And it's just going to do nothing but give them trauma after this, really.
Begins next week on Average Joe.
They're like T2s, they're like cyborgs.
All my insecurities from in 6th grade are coming out right now.
All right, one lesson I have here for you is that...
Oh, here we go. Listen up, lads, because we're going to get a lesson of how looks, money, and height and hair and all that shit doesn't matter. We're going to get a lesson here on how to get rejected in public. Here we go.
There are a lot of people that are players or that look really good that are terrible people, and there are good models too. And there are a lot of average nerds who are good people, and there are nerds who are bad people. You cannot...
Wow. It's almost like he's saying that there's good people and bad people in the world. Oh, thanks for telling me.
Judge the integrity of a person based on how they look. When I was modeling, most of the male models were pretty cool. Stereotypes are true because they have everything given to them. Most of them are not, you know, competing or petty over girls because they don't need to be. Some of them are players and some of them are mean people, but the majority of guy models are generally pretty nice. But that doesn't mean I haven't met a...
I actually think the majority of male models are shirt lifters, but that's just my opinion on it. So this guy here used to be a model. Maybe, I don't really see it. I don't think he's much of a chat or anything. He's definitely not an ugly bloke, this Asian guy. But I'm sure he has some success with the ladies. But it's definitely not due to what he's going to teach you to do. And it's definitely not due to his coaching and that he's going to teach a frame and how to be alpha and whatever bullshit they come up with.
Player or a guy model who is a terrible person. At the same time, I go to board game nights and I'm at board game night and I meet this nerd and he's like the meanest, rudest guy ever. He makes every single game about him. Everyone hates him, but they're, you know, too afraid to kick him out of the club.
Yeah, that's it. Ugly people can be assholes too. What's that got to do with the fucking price of fish? You know, he might even have a good reason to be jaded and there's never a real good reason to be angry and treat people like shit, but maybe a lifetime's worth of rejection, and then he sees you come in here like a good 6 out of 10 guy and get all the attention. Maybe he's a little bit jaded from that, who knows?
So he's there and he ruins every game, and he's a terrible person. He makes fun of people, he puts you down, and he's a complete nerd, okay? Don't judge a book by its cover. Now, sexual attraction is sexual attraction, but just because someone's a jock, it doesn't mean they're a cocky asshole. Just because someone is a nerd doesn't mean they're a nice person.
Yeah, what we can take from here is a good-looking guy doesn't have to be that bad boy cocky arsehole that treats women like SHIT. A Chad can be a nerd, a Chad can be a nice guy, a great person. The common denominator here is that the guy's a Chad. Really. He doesn't need it. He can be a nerd. He doesn't need to be the most interesting person in the room. A Chad can go up to a lady and start talking about his vintage stamp collection, and she'll be enthralled by it.
Okay, you gotta judge the person as you get to know them.
As you can see, Larissa is over here. She's definitely a happy girl.
Get non-drowsy allergy relief
God.
plus 180 milligram 100s, $36.99.
She's saying yes. David here.
Now, we've got this cocky, smart ass. This guy probably thinks it's funny. A cocky, smart ass Chad here that's drawing pictures of all the sub-5 men and painting them in a bad light. They're all, goobers. They're dirty. You even think he says one of them seen me came out and he pissed himself or something like that. What a cocksucker.
He just shocked. He soiled himself a little bit over there. And he's got a little bit of an accident here on the floor.
Right, I know if I was on that show, I wouldn't be too happy. I'd be confronting that bloke about them stupid fucking drawings.
Yo, that's messed up, bro.
Hardest part of the horse for me is getting on it.
I want to explain to this horse that that expression, beat the dead horse, I've never agreed with it.
I like this guy's accent. Beat the dead horse. Is he from fucking Manhattan or something like that? New York accent.
When I first got there, all the guys were already on their horses.
I mean, Larissa, she dresses well. Like, you can tell she has style. She always looks good.
Yeah, she's a bloody Stacy.
We're more comfortable than others.
I'm so scared.
Okay, so the producers told Larissa to go calm these guys down, right? The hunks just arrived on the island, and now Larissa's talking to all these guys saying, look, I like that you're real, and that I like that you're honest, and that I really do like you. You have a shot with me. This is all PR damage control.
After we went horse.
Well, he's right about that thing. As I said, a broken clock gives the right time twice a day. Even these roaches and scumbags can be right about some things.
Horseback riding, we went near a stable and I got a chance to see what was on.
Have a look at this girl here. My God, what a fucking Stacy. What a Stacy.
Nobody's causing a ruckus or being...
I found no intimidation from them at all. I mean, I don't opinionate people.
I'm not sure if that's the correct grammar. I don't opinionate people.
I actually get along with all of them real well.
It's a very small point, but when you have incorrect grammar with someone who was well educated or had a higher level in society, and you're not from that, those little differences in grammar, like spelling there versus their, people do judge you for that because it just shows a lack of education, and you're not just not at their level. Like,
some people are going to judge you for that. Personally, I like to spell the there, and the where's, and weathers and all that with their correct spelling, but if someone doesn't, I don't really care too much, Just because you don't go to uni and have a good education doesn't mean you're a dickhead. I know plenty of guys that are really smart, got their own businesses, making millions. They never went to uni.
That's a very subtle sign. So these little grammatical errors actually do make a big difference in someone's head and their impression of you, especially when they're higher value in terms of society standards.
I'm small, but that's not going to make a difference when it comes to heart, because I'll keep fighting till the end for her.
I just want you to know that I really want you to be here. It's really hard for me. I'm doing the best that I can. There's
You lying?
Yeah.
so many guys and...
Yeah. I'm over the whole fact that they're here. Like the first guy, first night said, I feel sorry for all you guys.
Who said that? I heard that.
Yeah, that was real. He said, on the first night, one of the Chads walked over and said, "Man, I really feel sorry for you guys." No, I can respect that guy for saying that, like knowing the deal. Like, this Chad knows the deal. These guys have got no hope. Even looking at him and her reacting, even looking at her reactions to him, she's got no bloody interest in this guy.
So many times.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what his name was. I'm over the fact that they're going to be competing with us for the girl. I know I have limitations. I'm always going to try.
Don't say that. Don't say I know I have limitations. Just a sec.
I reckon it's a fantastic thing to actually know what your limitations are. And most guys' limitations are their looks. You have to know where your shortcomings are, man.
those and just compete, right? And she's actually trying to prop him up, but in a real dating game, no one's gonna go prop you up. You have to prop yourself up.
So what? They're good-looking guys, man. You know, I'm pretty sexy
You
in
don't
my
think?
way.
Yeah,
So,
I was gonna say, you don't think you're a good-looking guy?
Sexual chocolate.
I think you're a good-looking
I'm all
guy.
So
she's a great actress.
So how you doing?
Broken clock analogy. At least he's onto that, like the fake body language.
I'm just wondering, like, trying to get a vibe of how everybody's doing as far as like the big change and.
I'm okay, you know? I know I'm a bizarre guy and...
But that's what makes you special. The fact that, you know, you're so happy all the time. You're unique. You are who you are. There's nobody else like you. Just to let you know and let all the other guys know, like.
Basically, she's letting him know and all the other guys know that they've been fucking rejected. So what she's doing now is what's called a soft rejection. So she's letting all these other guys know that they're probably not going to read between the lines here, but she's trying to let them know that you've got absolutely fucking no chance now that, you know, 10 Chads are on the scene. And yeah, just to fucking try to find peace with it.
Like, I really want you guys to be here.
Why the fuck you lying?
So look, she's trying, right? To her credit, she's trying. There was a great scene in First Night, and Sean Connery is playing King Arthur, and Guinevere falls in love with King Arthur, but she also.
Sean Connery is playing King Arthur. Is that sure?
Falls in love with Lancelot, played by Richard Gere, and King Arthur says to her, Guinevere, you love me with your mind and your will, but you love Lancelot with your heart, okay?
Step into Wix Studio.
How many ads can they shove down your throat?
From one platform.
Me.
Uh-oh.
Huh? I can explain.
She's trying to rationalize these guys are attractive. She's trying to focus on the good things about them. But the heart wants what the heart wants.
You know, I don't trust anybody when I first meet them. And
Did you trust me?
you're a little different, you know what I mean? Actually, no, I didn't. I'll be honest with you.
Good. Very good, mate.
Okay, so Brian, he's got with his
funny that little golf clap.
Okay,
hats off to you,
so
buddy.
Brian, he's got with his terrible haircut. Like this is like the Western.
Now this chump here has to roast the guy's haircut, for Christ's sakes. Geez, these PUA roaches love themselves. They love putting other people down, I've noticed.
Version of the bowl cut. He's got a terrible haircut, but the one thing he does really well is that he's at all times doing the best he can to be honestly expressing who he really is. This is the first time Larissa laughs, like for real. She's like, oh my god, I can finally stop acting. This guy's real. So that makes her.
But unfortunately, it's all for naught because this guy can be as real and authentic as you can get. It's still not going to create any attraction. The moment this guy here, the fucking Boston guy or whatever, walked into the room, she decided, nope, he's not my type, and it was over. So it doesn't matter what he does from now on.
You're attracted to him, even though he's not up to standard with his, hairstyle. I think he's a good-looking guy. His style and his hairstyle suck.
You don't think he's a good-looking guy? You know he's not. Stop bullshitting.
But he's real. And you can see here, she's like, finally, there's a break in the cloud. She's like, oh my god, I've been acting and convincing all these guys to stay, but here's a guy who's just, I can be myself and be honest.
I'm really starting to.
You're one of the first people that's been completely honest with me and open with me, and I appreciate that.
See, she said that. She's look, you're the one of the first people. I don't have to pretend. You're just honest with me. You told me straight up you don't trust me. He has no reason to trust her. You don't trust someone because they're good looking. You trust them based on their behavior, not what they say, what they do, right? And Brian showed up like, well, I want to trust you, but right now I just don't know you. So he's the only.
What's happened here is this guy's just become her emotional tampon.
Only guy who had the balls to say that. And in a world of guys saying generic things like you're so beautiful, blah, 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 a romantic movie cliche, being able to speak the truth is actually quite rare. So your game can't.
Oh, fucking game. Let me rewind this a bit. What was I going to say? He was going on about, you don't just say you're so beautiful. But that's all Chad does. That's all he needs to do is to get laid. If a girl likes you, you don't need to come out with some big 18 fucking minute long Shakespearean introduction. You just have to say, oh, hi, how you going, you're hot. Some chads even jump right to the nuclear option, just say, hey, let's go home. I'm taking you home. Tell your friends you'll be back in half an hour. You know, they'll have a fairly high failure rate with that, but they can do it.
Cliche, being able to speak the truth is actually quite rare. So your game can be centered around that. And when you speak the truth and you run good...
Ladies and gentlemen, game does not exist.
Game and you run push and pull, women do start...
When you run push and pull, my fucking godfather. It just makes you look like a cocky fucking dickhead, mate. If a girl doesn't like you, she doesn't want you talking normally to her, never mind all this PUA shit, push and pull, negging, acting like you're disinterested. That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard them come up with. Oh, when you're talking to a hot girl, you got to act like you're not interested. She couldn't give one fucks whether you're interested or not. She's not interested. And you can't do or say certain things to trigger attraction in the brain. It doesn't work that way. We're wise to all this bullshit now. At least all us BP guys are anyway. Game's a load of shit. Push-pull doesn't fucking work. Where you saw your banter and just tease her, you know. It just doesn't work. Yes, Chad can get away with doing, like, being a little cheeky smartass. But it doesn't work. I used to be really good at that. I used to be really good at making the ladies laugh and giggle and just being cheeky and telling jokes and that. But not once did it ever get me a girl. It just doesn't fucking work. At best, all these guys are teaching is just conversation skills, and that's being really generous to them, because a lot of the stuff that they say you should say, absolutely should not say. But when they say, oh yeah, do a little bit of push pull, you know, all this stuff, it's just like saying you have a little bit of a joke with them, which would only work if they find you attractive anyway. You got to remember that your face is the first barrier. It's the first hurdle in attracting a lady. Your face is the first hurdle. And if you don't pass a basic looks test, it's game over.
Falling for you over time.
I'm not intimidated by any of them. I don't...
What the roach just said then is the woman can fall for you over time. It doesn't work. Attraction doesn't work that way. You don't fall for a guy over time. Attraction's almost instant, 13th of a second. No, what is it? 13 milliseconds out of, like, what is it, 100 or 6? I don't know what the fuck it is. But it's within the blink of an eye. Attraction's either there or it's not within the blink of an eye.
care how big they are. I think they have a I'm better than you are attitude, and I don't like that at all. Because none of them are better than me.
I love it too. Brian also has this level of confidence, right? It's like, no one's better than me. I know what I bring to the table. I'm going to play like I'm going to win, okay? And this is a very powerful mindset you want to have in dating. It's like, no matter what my competition is, I'm always playing to win.
Well, that's a stupid mindset, because you're never going to win, are you? What he's doing there is he's trying to teach false confidence, which isn't going to work anyway, because, like, how can you be confident if you've never had any good results, if you haven't got any positive results, if you haven't got no positive Matthew effect to draw from? It just doesn't work that way, mate.
Mindset you want to have in dating. It's like, no matter what my competition is, I'm always playing to win. Lose, I put everything out there, so be it. Okay, I'm gonna play my heart out. If I lose, I put everything out there, so be it.
And I want to explore feelings that I've never explored before.
Once again, look at her body language. She knows the camera's on her too, so she's not being entirely dismissive. But there's definitely no, she hasn't got F me eyes, like when she was looking at them chads when they walked in. She was looking at them with F you C-K-E-M-E eyes. Smiling, having that little, like, doing that little childlike wiggle left to right thing. All these guys are his friends at best, and look, she knows she's on TV, the cameras are there. She's getting paid. Women have an inherent fear of social disapproval, so she's not going to be an absolute prick to these guys, but even if any of them did have a chance, which I don't think any of them did at the start, it's absolute game over now. And I think these guys are starting to notice it's game over, and they're starting to get very, very, very resentful towards these chads.
That I've never been through.
I'm not gonna lie, I use Grammarly every time I write. It helps me get the best grades possible.
Brian, the way he looks at you is very intense, but also it's real. I would say that even though he's an average Joe, his ability to just clearly state where he's at on his journey, that alone is enough to be attractive. And I think...
What an absolute load of fucking shit. And you fucking know it, you bloody roach. What he was doing is, that's enough there just to be attractive. It's not, mate. Your looks are what make you attractive. Your height, full head of hair, sharp cheekbones, a defined jawline, hunter eyes, good, golden ratio, all that shit. That's what makes you attractive. Equal facial thirds, facial harmony. It's all genetics. You cannot act in a certain way to invoke attraction in women. It doesn't work, and these fucking dickheads here know it. It seems like these idiots here are just popping up left, right and centre. It's like a cockroach. You squash one and two other ones come out from out of nowhere.
I think Larissa sees this in him, right? The way he speaks about his experience with his Boston accent, even then, he's very committed to communicating where he's at that particular moment. And I think the ability to stay present can be really attractive to him.
Oh, fuck me, Roy. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but the only thing that can make you attractive is your looks, mate. You got to be aware of all this PUA bullshit and gobbledygook, because it's just it doesn't work. You can catch yourself a case. You can get in really, really deep trouble. You can even get your head smacked in at the pubs by continually talking to a lady that does not find you attractive and doesn't want you there. All this stuff he's trying to teach us, just all bullshit. And the real annoying thing about this is when you go up and do this stuff and it doesn't work, they'll just tell you it's your fault. You must have done it wrong. You mustn't have held frame. You mustn't have said the pick-up line with authority or some bullshit like that. It's never their fault. It's always your fault.
Women, especially as time goes on.
You have so many different qualities about you that are intriguing.
Thank you. It means a lot. I told her a lot of things about me that I usually don't do. Well, I shouldn't say usually don't do. I never do. It's kind of a gamble. I put my feelings out on the line, but I think she's worth it.
This poor bastard here's going to get his heart broken, isn't he? I'd be quite comfortable putting money on that he's still got his V card, this guy here, and I think he's genuinely fallen in love with her. Can't see through the fact that she's given him no attraction signals. She has given him some interest signals, but once again the camera's on her, so she has to at least appear friendly. But all this guy, we'll call him emotional tampon number 2. So the first 2 guys we've seen have a date or whatever it is, quote unquote date with this woman, have just become her emotional tampons. So when one of these chads pumps and dumps her, she'll go crying straight to them, and he'll be a shoulder to cry on, thinking he's going to get in.
Her to know these things about me, and I want her to have a tough decision in the end.
I think she believes him.
I like you.
Thank you, and I like you.
That's the first time she said to anyone, I like you. But boys and girls, like is not enough, okay? Like is different than lust, okay?
Once again, the broken clock analogy likes different than last. They do get the odd thing right. These idiots.
There's girls I like and there's girls I like to bang. Okay, there's two different things, and for women, there's also two different things, as you'll see later in the season.
He kind of had this very subtle but intimate gesture that he kind of was rubbing my hand, and it was very sweet, very emotional.
10 seconds later. I love my family very much. I am a mama's boy.
I think what makes me uneasy about Todd is the fact that he says all the right things. He talks about values and.
So Todd, a smooth player game, right?
Okay, so they've jump cut here straight to her having a few dates, quote unquote dates with the Chads. All right, let's see what happens here.
I love my family. I love my mom. Everything's very smooth, but very surface level. The opposite of Brian.
Morals and family, and he's a mama's boy, and his family's the most important thing. Yet he has no problem making a move on me. In fact, he.
Once again, look at the difference in her facial body language when dealing with this Chad to when she was just sitting on the couch dealing with that sub-5 guy that was opening up his heart, and thinking that he's fallen in love with a genuine girl here. Have a look at the difference, the smile, the constant smile, her eyes are smiling. Now she's blushing, just giving him all the go signs.
He told me, whispered in my ear, "You have really nice curves."
What did he say?
This is where players mess up, right? The good guys game on I'm such a gentleman. This is where players mess up, right? The good guys game on
You said this is where players mess up. Do you really reckon this Chad messed up by saying that? This dickhead here obviously knows nothing about male-female dating dynamics, so he knows nothing at all.
I'm such a gentleman, and then the players are like, yeah, I am a gentleman. Not really. So they have that edge about them, and you can tell she's attracted to him. Even though his game is kind of playerish and fake, sometimes you just want to be lied to.
Game don't exist, mate. How many times do I have to tell you that, you dickhead?
Sometimes you just want to be romantic with a hot girl or the hot guy, and you just want to.
The context just then I was talking about this Chang pickup rejection artist here, not you listeners.
Go in that fantasy. That's why women read romance novels. You just want the fantasy to be real for just a second and not be so down in reality with the average shows. You just want to live that fantasy in beautiful Hawaii with a hot girl or hot guy.
A nice, wonderful, romantic, out on the yacht, under the stars, I guess.
See, this guy knows how to talk, but he talks surface. But the surface level player talk is enough to get laid for most of these guys, so they don't need to develop depth. See, she moves. Watch how she moves.
She is in. He could bend her over the bow of this ship and just fix her up then and there if he wanted to. The whole time, she's keeping locked eye contact with him, that constant smile, open, feminine body language. This guy was in as soon as he walked through them double doors in that meeting room.
She moved towards him. Should I say this about my girlfriend? My girlfriend looks like her, and I would say the...
Sure she does, buddy.
Girl I'm dating, we're not exclusive yet, but she has her same physical dimensions, and
the girl you're dating, does she know that she's dating you, or is this a bit of a Hannibal Lecter scenario here?
The way that she moves, it's like she wants him.
With busy work and life schedules, healthy meals may not always be an option.
She's someone that I'm very attracted to.
She's obviously attracted to him physically. Okay, so when a girl likes you, this is such a personal thing. So, okay, when a girl likes you, she's gonna do this thing and look up like a little girl, like that they really like you. And when you see that doggy dinner bowl look like that, it's a very intimate moment when you know the girl's like, I will follow your lead. I like you. I hope you like me back. These average Joes are like, oh, she's like the big sister, the mom. Like, oh, you're so cute. Are you okay? But with these hunks, she's like, I feel feminine. It's not necessarily even how they look. It's just the behavior and attitude they have when they take a girl, okay? And I know it sounds non-PC, but women want to be taken by the right guy.
Well, he's right about that. And that right guy is Chad. That right guy is a good-looking guy.
And that's why in romance novels, there's so many of these scenarios where the woman is swept up by the wave or this crazy thing happens. Deep down, there's this fantasy, sexually or other.
And also in them romance novels, as I've learned because I used to ask Mum about them, she loved her romance mills and doing romance novels. The guys, there's normally at least 2 or 3 guys fighting over the one girl. in these novels, and one of them will be a lawyer, one of them will be an architect, one of them will be a doctor or something, or a rancher that's got $150 billion or something like that. And guess what? They're all ripped, tall, good-looking guys with full heads of hair too. It's chads, rich, tall, attractive chads in romance novels. They're not mentally getting off to Barry the plumber.
Otherwise, that takes them on this adventure, and they have all these different emotions, and it all comes to a climax, and boom, it's a beautiful ending, and live happily ever after, right? That's a story that everyone wants, especially women. And these guys have the ability to do that.
And he opened his book, and he thought it was funny, but I didn't.
One of these hunks drew a picture of Larissa, yes, with these other, oh my god, that's so funny.
And that was drawn actually the next day.
But do I look like a fat bald dude?
I think if you were an average Joe and this situation happened to me, I would just be like, hey man, I'm beautiful Hawaiian island, I have a shot with this beautiful girl.
These guys don't have a shot with that beautiful girl, and that, so these chads have to watch out. That chad looks like he's got a decent physique on him, but that other, like, sub-5 guy has also got a pretty big jack physique. You got to watch it. Don't make fun of these average guys. A lot of them would fucking rip your head off and and they'd be so enraged you'd have no shot at coming back at them either. So I haven't had any experiences with this, but one thing I hope that a lot of chads don't do is actually rub it in the faces of guys that can't get anything, because if there's a chad out there that does that and you cop a smack in the mouth, you got only yourself to blame, haven't you?
To make some friends, lifelong friends, hopefully. Like, I'm not too serious about it, yes, I want to go after the girl, but it's not the most important thing for me. These guys are taking it so seriously because they view her as such high value that it's like almost unrealistic. Okay, so the show has this rule where every time she gets rid of a hunk, she has to get rid of an equal number of average shows. So now it's just like both groups will stay the same. But I can tell you, without that rule, all the average shows will be gone. This is just
Fuck, did you need a crystal ball to work that out, did you, buddy? Jesus. Thanks for letting me... Oh, God, I would never have picked that. Thanks for letting me know.
How it is, reality TV, it's not realistic, okay? In the real world, if you don't have game as an average guy...
In the real world, game doesn't exist for chads or the average guy.
It takes a second for her to just rule you out.
Now, here we go, the one mistake and you're done thing for the average guy. This is just to plant the seed there that after you buy all these courses and spend 50 grand, that it's actually your fault because you've made a mistake in your approach. You wore the wrong colour shoes, you stood a bit too far away, you stood a bit close. You didn't stand exactly 45 degrees from it. You were 47, not 45. You looked down too many times. You didn't look her in the eye enough. They'll make every excuse in the book, but actually admit that what they teach is absolute bullshit and farcical.
And you're done. Your margin of error is really low. You can make 1, maybe 2 mistakes. If you are a hunk, you can make 5, 6 mistakes and the girl will still stick around, right? You guys have all seen those online messages where the guy sends like really creepy messages, but he looks like a hunk and the girl's still talking to him, okay? That being said, the guy with the high margin, he doesn't know what he's doing wrong. So he can be making mistakes over and over again and still not know how to run tight, smooth game.
Fuck me. These guys are like broken records. I feel like a broken record, but these guys are even more so. Running tight, solid game. It just doesn't work. I've been out and tried all this shit before in the past. It just doesn't work. I've went out, memorising all the right things to do, apparent right things to do, and it hasn't got me anywhere. Me and the group of friends that used to go out and try to do this shit, it just doesn't get you anywhere. So, look, if you're a new listener, just rest assured that it's not your fault you're not getting results. It's got everything to do with your looks and nothing to do with your game. It's not because your game's not tight, or you said the wrong thing, or you didn't neg enough. All that stuff means absolute fuck all. And these scammers and roaches here will tell you that it's an actual shortcoming of your personality to how and how you're acting to how you can't get a lady, which is absolute bullshit. It's your looks, it's your looks, gentlemen, or lack thereof. And The only thing you can really do about it is looks max. There's nothing that you can say or do to elicit attraction.
But the guy who makes mistakes and more low margin, he knows right away when he made a mistake. So his game can be precise if he builds on top of that. It just takes a lot more work, okay?
If there was other guys that she should have gotten rid of instead of me, I have a lot more to offer than some of those guys. But when that hero comes around and is denied.
So the guy who was a bully got sent off. I mean, you gotta remember, like, she's also worried about her reputation, right? So when the show airs, the girl's thinking, how do people...
Well, bloke and clock analogy, yes, he's correct. The girl there, like I said before, she's worried about her reputation, fear of social disapproval, looking bad. Just remember that women aren't afraid of being bad. A lot of women out there will be bad. They're just afraid of looking bad.
Are going to perceive me. So of course she's going to send away the people that are like being mean. I mean, you gotta remember, like, she's also worried about her reputation, right? So when the show airs, the girl's thinking, how are people going to perceive me? So of course she's going to send away the people that are like being mean to the nerds, right? So in a way, back in even in the early 2000s, people were even more aware of their image. Nowadays, you can be a dick on the reality show and you get famous, right?
If I can't green by her, get me off the show. And that's so quick.
Channels running reality shows, and your reputation stay with you for 10, 20 years, okay? Now, and with the internet, 15 minutes of fame come and go. But back then, this was like pretty substantial for your reputation, okay? All right, from here on, there are 5 more episodes where the nerds and the hunks get weeded out, the average Joes, and Larissa eventually picks someone. And there's some game lessons there. I don't know if you guys want to watch the rest of that, so I'm gonna post here up till here.
Don't bother watching this, dickhead. There's no game lessons to be learnt when he goes through and analyses all these things. There's no game lessons. Game does not exist. I'm sorry to tell you guys, but all this stuff that you've been learning and reading about, it just doesn't work. And I think deep down you know it too. A lot of guys know it. A lot of guys are just so scared to just give up that hope and actually come to terms with the fact that it's over. Personally, I think the sooner that you do it, the better, but just is what it is what it is. We have to let them come to us. Like I said in the last video, you can't go around like a Jehovah's Witness preaching all this shit. You've got to let people come to you.
If you enjoyed the series, let me know. I may continue watching Average Joe and seeing who wins the contest. You probably already know who wins, an Average Joe or a hunk, but if you're interested, maybe I'll do more.
If an Average Joe does happen to win this show, the only reason he would win is because maybe there's money involved if she picks one of them, or it's to make her look good.
Let me know in the comments. If you're a single guy, you're looking for some help with your dating life.
Here we go. Here's a big plug. Here's a plug. So attraction lines for men. 40 attraction lines. 40 rejection lines, more like it.
If you're an Average Joe or otherwise, check out the links in the description. There's some free dating resources there.
So yeah, go check out his links if you want some free rejection resources. But
And there was only one.
I'm alive. Just kidding. I'm dead inside. Emotion.
That can get fucked. I'm not watching that. Let's go to my homepage for a second. Come on. Oh, looks like Master Yoda's put up a new video I haven't seen yet. Escorts and ladies of the night are the angels of mercy for sub-3 men. I'll watch that as soon as I finish this. So, yeah. So to summarise, pretty much as usual, game doesn't exist, PUA doesn't work, dating and rejection roaches are only there to get money, they don't believe their own bullshit, they actually, I reckon, secretly hate and despise the sub-5 men that have to buy their stuff. Don't give them a second of your time, don't give them a cent of your money, and you'll be better for it. And I hope you learned a little bit about what choosing signals from women actually look like. So, who knows your luck? You might be going about your business and you might get a choosing signal. You know, you have to know these things, because if you get them, mate, that is your cue just to go over and just be yourself and talk. But if you're not getting them, my advice would be to do what I do, just avoid women at all costs. Or when you do have to have like forced interactions, like checkout chicks and like receptionists and things like that, just say the bare minimum. Don't try to flirt. Don't try to practice lines or any kind of game or any of that shit. Just be pretty platonic with them, and just call it a day like that. If you're not getting any choosing signals, you're done. All right, we've been going for an hour and 5 minutes odd, so I'll leave this one here, and hope you enjoyed it, got some entertainment, and actually got something out of it. Learned a thing or two. Feel free to like, subscribe, leave some comments. I try my best to answer all comments. So sometimes I actually don't show. I'll go back to a video that I haven't checked over in like 2 months, and there'll be 3 comments there that YouTube hasn't notified me for. So if you do write something and I don't answer it, don't take it personally. I just haven't seen it. So until next time, people, take care.